I once heard a great phrase I've used often. It was in a sermon that I was listening to, and it said, salvation is received and not achieved. Salvation is received and not achieved. I think this can be hard for us as Americans. I know I see this in my own life, and we see this in the gospel where Jesus says, how often he wants to come to us and give us the gift of his love, his mercy, his presence through sacramental graces, through prayer. And yet, as he says in the gospel to the religious leaders of the time and really all his people, you were unwilling. That's really key for us to ask that question in our lives. Are we receptive to what God wants to give us? And I think the fear is, and I think this was probably the fear the religious leaders are dealing with, and I see this in my own life, is that what God wants to give us is costly. It costs something, that we have to set something aside so that we can receive the great gift of his grace, his very life, that challenges us to set aside alternative plans and ideas that we have for our lives. And the challenge is to believe that his plan and the gift that he wants to give us is always better, even if it doesn't seem like it at the time, even if it takes a while for us to receive that, even if we have to be patient, even if it involves, and often it does, great suffering and challenges and difficulties. So brothers and sisters, I just challenge you, as I always have to challenge myself, to recognize all the ways God wants to bless you and get before him in prayer, realizing that the greatest prayer is really just listening to God, and learn to receive from him, and strive to always believe that where he is leading you to, redemption, to life, to love others as he loves you, is always better than the way that you want to live your life. When we get things right is when our plan becomes his plan for our lives. May God bless you today.